Grownish, smartish, British.
We are British, apparently. Uh-huh.
That's it. We're live. We're live. We made it. Are we on time as well?
We are on time-ish.
Yeah.
Because we grownish, we British, and we're on time-ish.
Come on, tell them again. Bars.
Shout out to Eddie for ruining the sound.
Excuse me?
Turning up late, ruining the mic.
Oh, me.
This is how you do guests.
She don't rate me, does she?
Absolutely.
We was very, very accommodating when you came to visit us. Nothing but love.
I had to buy my own snacks.
Wow.
Excuse me?
I come with sweets.
Wait.
Go on.
You had to buy your own snacks?
I did. I bought my own drink.
Nah, I'm sure you was eating fruit of them thing there. You?
I bought sweets for you guys, do you remember?
What sweets were they?
I bought you loads of candies.
What candies were they? Did I have any?
The little cigarette stick ones.
There's something.
That stayed in your pocket?
I offered it.
There's an unnecessary friction between these two. I don't know what it is, but by the end of the episode, we're gonna figure this out.
She
Uncle Ben, thank you.
Ben came with his uncle.
She hates the fact that I got a beard because it confuses her.
It is flipping confusing. Us Muslim women identify Muslim men
by their beards. Nice beard though.
Thank you.
We appreciate your beard.
I'm gonna go on Musmatch to see if I find you.
No. Non-Muslim guys, stay off Musmatch, please, lords. So we have a guest, our first ever visual guest. So
I'm the first visual.
Usually we hide them.
Listen, I'm guest. Look, let me put the pecs for you lot.
Oh my days.
Thanks for having me though.
Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, I'm Eddie from the Domino Effect. You know me, big up the Meatless crew. Mr. Spontaneous is what they call me. But glad to be here with you people.
Why Mr. Spontaneous?
Because listen, you see me, the way I live my life, I always say I teach myself to be comfortable outside of my comfort zone.
Okay.
Because one thing that we stop ourselves doing is allowing ourselves to do things that are fun or we want to do because we don't have other people do it with them. So I'm just very spontaneous in the stuff that I do. So if I want to go somewhere, I will.
Have you been to cinema alone?
Yeah.
I did it for the first time.
How was it? 'Cause I remember you was asking about it.
I was gassed. It was so good.
It's one of the best dates you can take yourself on.
Have you done it before?
Yeah.
Raw, am I the only one? Have you
This
done
is
it
why
before?
when you asked me, I was like, go for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's light work.
It's nice. You don't have to worry about sharing your popcorn.
Nah, I'll tell you what's
You don't have to
jarring,
worry
though.
about people chatting to you through the film.
No, I don't mind chatting. I'm making new friends. That's cool. But my issue was I needed to go to the toilet. But I had no one to tell me what I missed out on. So I'm like, I ain't going to the toilet. I'm just going to
Yeah,
stay
you
here.
kind of
That
have to
was
hold
what was
it.
jarring.
That was annoying me. I'm just like, I need to go to the toilet. But I can't miss out because there's no one
I was
who's...
chilled. I spread it out everywhere. I was lying down, chilling like this. It was calming.
What did you see?
I went to see the Hitman's
Oh yeah.
Wife's Bodyguard. It was fire. It was probably the best movie to start with because it was just banter the whole time. I laughed out loud by myself. I didn't care. But the reason why I didn't go to cinema prior, I always thought if I went by myself, people are going to think that I've been stood up. They're going to be like, oh, bless her in her one. Should we go chat to her? I don't want to be that person. Or like, oh, bless her, fat thing going to cinema by herself when I was bigger.
But what made you change your perspective to think I can do this by myself then?
It's back to what you said, putting myself in an uncomfortable situation and just embracing it and marinating in that discomfort until it becomes
I always
comfortable.
feel like that's the greatest place for an individual's growth. That's how you actually introspect and learn who you are as an individual. A lot of people are too scared to like just go on journeys and do it. Like one of the ways I tested myself, I went Copenhagen by myself and I stayed in a hostel on purpose just so I could interact and meet people. But it's a way to test your character and grow as an individual. So yeah, if
You have to like yourself. You're with yourself your entire life. You have to like yourself.
Big facts.
You need to be comfortable spending time on your own.
Yeah, but not a lot of people aren't. If you look at COVID, for example, a lot of people suffered because they couldn't get away.
From
Like
themselves.
there was no distractions.
Yeah,
Usually
yeah.
there's so many different distractions and now it's like, I've actually got to deal with myself.
You've
I
got
hate
to
this.
stop and look in the mirror and actually like take you in wholeheartedly.
100%. I've loved
Yeah.
lockdown. I love me time. I sit
What
down.
did you learn from lockdown?
What did I learn? Ooh, that's an interesting one. That people are quite shit.
You needed lockdown to
That's
tell you
an
that.
excellent conclusion.
Nah, but even more so than you would realise is because like you realise that with lockdown, how many distractions we actually have that take us away from the real problems in society.
100%.
So now that a lot of things are open up and people are forced to deal with the problems, you start to see a lot of underlying characteristics that you would never really realise before. We all knew that people were shit, but now it's like, it's in your face now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The only reason...
But do you not think people are just going through the motions as well, as opposed to them being shit? They're just struggling.
Going through the motions like how though?
I don't know. It's lockdown. I don't know. The first lockdown, I was crying.
Really? Why?
Yeah, because I was trying to homeschool my child and worried that my child's going to become stupid if I don't school him properly. And I'm working full time, worried. I can't see my parents weeks on weeks. And the pressure got on. And I felt so, it was an unknown situation. It was very alien to us. We've never experienced a lockdown ever. But second lockdown, I was like, "Bunness, I'm out." I was doing the most. My son was like, "Can I watch YouTube?" I'm like, "Yeah, go for it, mate.
Oh, like
We're
that.
all in this together. We're all going to get stupid. It's okay." Okay, so they can catch your podcast on...
YouTube, Spotify, wherever you were. TikTok as well. TikTok. blows
Nah,
up.
we don't like
Listen,
TikTok. For God's sake.
yeah, TikTok. These
Why?
lot got dragged.
No. All of us got dragged.
What's wrong with TikTok?
Actually, yeah, we all got dragged.
What's wrong with TikTok?
TikTok is just so like it's worse than Instagram in the sense of there's more and like
Anonymity.
and yeah, that's
Yeah,
the word.
okay.
There's more of that. So you got you got a lot more trolls who just do what the hell and say what the hell they want, and they're raw with it. Like,
So
they're
basically,
no chills.
for those who don't know, I was invited to join your podcast, and we spoke about interfaith relationships. And we spoke from our point of view and our personal experience, and we had we spoke about real issues and addressed it. The way social media popped off, I think you said, or I think Daily said that our episodes had the highest viewings,
Yeah.
over 1,000.
Wow.
You're welcome.
100%,
You're very
and
welcome.
on Spotify as well. So I think Spotify you're second, YouTube you're first.
So Daily said
other
we're
way
fine
around.
to
Other way
everything
around.
now.
No. The YouTube one, I think it's the one we did with the glamour models. That's first, and then yours is close behind still.
It's all right. It's no competition.
So what were some of these trolls saying?
We're not really Muslim.
Don't listen
You
to
don't
them.
know anything. You shouldn't be speaking about nothing.
This is
They were just-
the
they-
Haram police
And-
came
and
out, basically.
the
Police.
kuffars, you're sitting with them and entertaining them, and it's just
What are you doing on TikTok then, fam?
You know.
But do you know what though? There was a lot of positivity as well.
There was,
because
yes.
it was like there's
There
a balance. There was a lot of people of the Islamic faith saying we want a place where we can speak about it and have conversation without people getting angry. But also
Yeah.
some people like don't talk about us.
That's the
Don't
But,
talk
but I
about
think it's important to address certain issues. But we're going to digress too much.
Yeah,
Carry
yeah.
on
So,
talking.
yeah. Let's
All
go.
right. So intros.
I'm Fizz. Hi. Caught me off guard.
Your uncle's favorite uncle, Uncle Ben.
And you got myself. I am Hebz with a Z. So what we do every single episode is that we do a would you rather. Some of them are a bit uncomfortable, and some of them are just like deep and
Pure
unnecessary.
comedy.
Okay, do you want a serious one or do you want a
Let's do a funny
inappropriate
one.
one?
Wait,
Yeah.
are you all doing it? Or just
Yeah,
no, we'll do it.
we'll
Don't worry,
answer
don't
the
worry.
question.
Trying
Yeah, yeah.
Trying to single man out.
But you have
we
to
won't
answer
do that.
first.
Huh?
You have to answer
Is
first.
that how you actually do it?
Yeah.
Why are you lying for? He's the first
No,
guest.
That's why.
You're making all the rules. Fizz has decided you answer first.
You're going first.
All right. Would you rather...
Oh, gosh.
I think I know your answer. Would you rather have to announce every time you fart, or would you rather pee in your pants daily?
Yeah, I know my answer to
I
this
know
one.
what you're gonna say. So would you rather pee in your pants daily, or have
Yeah.
to announce every single time you fart?
I'm letting people know I'm popping off. Rat-a-tat-tat, prrr, done. Light work.
High five me, me.
Easy.
That's it. That's fizzing. That's fizzing real life.
Literally, I do it in real life.
Fizzing in your batty. Look at that. Finish.
No, Fizz is like, yeah, Hebz, I'm not gonna lie.
Like,
One-
please
one
hold.
cheek.
What, do your things stink like that though?
They don't stink.
I've never tried to smell. I breathe from my mouth. It's cool, man.
What? You breathe her fart through your mouth.
Generally speaking.
Oh.
Like a bong hit.
I forget to breathe from my nose.
Just
I'm not
bare-
breathing from my nose right now.
There's
As I speak.
bare
have to
poop
go-
particles just in your mouth, just there. Finished.
Fruit nasty.
I mean, you got it up your nose. I got it in my mouth.
Yeah, but there's
Same,
hairs in
it
your nose that's
travels.
meant to help clean hair and clean the air and whatnot. So really,
Tongue grips and stops.
don't
Anyway.
do that.
Wait, I'm actually crying. What?
Ben, Uncle Ben, which one would you rather
I'm
have?
announcing.
You're announcing.
Announcing.
Why would you
All
want
right,
to
this
pee?
was too easy.
Is there a forfeit if he's renouncing? There must be a forfeit. You have
No,
to
you
answer.
just,
No,
you
it's
just got
just
to
the
announce it every
embarrassment,
single
isn't it?
time.
Oh,
But
you said you're
fine.
announcing. I thought you said you're not doing it.
No.
You're announcing.
Announcer,
You're
I'm
letting
just
everybody
about
know
to
in the room that
let
you're
go.
about to
Okay.
Peanut
let
pants
rip.
anymore.
Would you rather all your chats on your phone be leaked, or your photos on your phone?
You pick which one. I don't even care. It don't matter. Every single one of them is dry.
Oh.
I'm telling you.
Uncle
Married
Ben
life.
lifestyle,
Welcome
Every
to
single one
marriage.
of them are dry. Pick one. You want to see photos? Take my phone.
Have you never sent a picture to send to your wife going,
No.
what's this bump?
Nope.
Okay, God forbid.
Nothing. Your wife don't send you nothing like, babes, come home.
Nope.
I miss you.
I'm waiting for you.
Unless she doesn't do it, we don't discuss that and put that on hardware.
Fair
There's
enough.
no need.
Wait. So
enough.
how does she send it to you then? We transfer.
Through what? I said no. I said it's not like we don't do it. It's just not on hardware.
As in, not do what? Have sex?
Oh my god.
No, but point is,
Wherever
if
your
my
mind
point
goes.
is, if you guys send each other like inappropriate stuff,
Yeah, that's my whole point. We don't.
So you do it like via FaceTime. It has to be live. You can't be saved.
It could be done by FaceTime, or we just do it face to face.
sassy.
But I'm not gonna get on a camera and say, when I get home tonight. No.
Oh, I would do that.
Why not
My
though?
husband would get that all the
could, but-
time.
Fair enough. If that's what works for your
not
relationship, innit?
interested. Not interested.
Word.
I'm not interested.
Because for me, I might be going with the
Do you
man
have
them one
code
day.
words?
No.
Pineapples.
No.
So
Do you know I am extremely boring. Extremely boring.
And that's how we
And
have
that
you
is
on our podcast.
That is the way I like it.
I mean, whatever
Extremely.
floats your boat. I'm a total opposite. I'm the type that I'd want to excite my husband before he cuts home. That he's excited to come home.
and then you give him the dishes to do.
I
I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I would.
what you'll trap your man
No, I wouldn't trap
into
him.
thinking he's getting a little something and be like, actually,
Well,
about
actually,
that.
That
this
is-
is
no,
me
but the
doing.
best one I heard though, this was when I was at uni, yeah. One of the man them was going out with us, innit? We're going to like one club that's famous for like people just doing loose things, innit? So his girls like don't want him to go, but I can't stop him. So
Yeah.
we're all on our way there, and my man goes, "You man, I'm going home." He looked at his phone, he saw the maddest thing, went straight home.
Where?
That's how his
That's
girl.
it.
That's how his
That's
girl.
it.
He was
Yeah.
like, "Don't
That's
go out." She said, "I can't stop you," but look, here you go, boom.
But
check
would
your
you
phone.
rather have that or
That's lit. What? So you man in a bit. What?
okay?
Send me the
So
mad
on
thing.
that note, would you rather leak your chats or your photos?
What-
Think of all your chats, family chats. We're talking about work chats. People,
Wait, are they my personal photos or is it my photo album?
album, your whole role.
I ain't got nothing mad of me on my album, so you can leak my role. It'll be other people that's exposed. So I'd rather that than the chats. So the chat, I can't remember every chat that I've had. Obviously, I've had some loose chats, but someone, you know, the ones you forget, the ones that just come back to haunt you. So I'd rather not the chats. I don't know
Those
what's in
Twitter
there.
vibes.
You know them ones, but for the photos, I know that I don't take nudes for get. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, double
That's a lie.
standards.
That's a
all
lie.
them
You
things,
taking one of it. Where you were flexing your chest. You taking it from with it. Even with a
For
string
those who
vest
haven't seen, do you want to
or
flex
something.
your
Wait.
chest first?
When you say nudes, yeah, and I'll flex my chest for the camera, then done now. But when you say nudes, yeah, what do you mean? Like
Maybe
a gym picture?
top half or whatever.
Well, like bulge. Man, don't do bulge, bruv. Imprint. If it's there, you get me, it's there, innit? But like,
He's not gonna go out your way.
I don't purposely
to-
take it knowing that
What
yeah,
if a girl
I
asks
got to send me
you?
today.
What if a girl asks?
Hey.
What if a girl requests it?
Request what?
A picture of you naked.
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 Hold on.
Naked.
Listen. Wait. This is called entrapment. Okay.
I'm just trying to
Any-
understand his
You will
setup.
be caught in 4K.
Yeah, that's calm. I speak my
Anything you
truth.
say can and will be used against you later.
He doesn't know. You don't understand that podcast. That they don't care.
Oh, like that?
You guys don't care.
No. Yeah, we're all free to say. But sorry, what was the question? What if a girl
if
asks
you-
me?
yeah.
If your girl asks you for a little something,
I tell her,
something,
"Babe, I don't
something
do that. Or if it's something,
What's
if
in
it's,
exchange?
if it's something calm, you're like, it's just a picture of my body, that's cool, that's light work. But you want something like my ting, you get me? You know them kind of pictures there.
Jeez,
Oh
another
no.
way. He angled it. He knows the angle though. He knows the angle.
That's what the man them do. Because I always ask girls, the dick pic's not sexy. Why am I sending you one?
Yeah,
Because
I'm
what's
not
a
gonna
man
lie.
gonna do? Just do this, like what's going on there? That's,
Yeah, no
do
word.
you get me? You girls are creative. You do that. Send me the thing and I'll.
Creative.
Yeah, the
I like
ones
that
that.
one.
Come on, man.
Fizz, what would you do?
I don't know. It's a really tough one. So I feel like on my camera roll, I have screenshots of the conversations. 'Cause I've been
You
sending
lose
them to
either
people,
way.
so I lose either way. So you
Right.
might as well just put my whole phone out there.
So you just take it all.
But
take
I
the full
think it
L.
would just be like, I don't know which one's worse than the other.
All right.
Yeah.
I think for me, it would have to be the chats to be leaked. Photos can't.
I knew it. See? That's why.
No, we've discussed
that's
this
why.
before. I take progress pictures
See, that's why.
What? Butt naked?
sometimes.
See?
If I'm coming out of the shower and I'm like, oh, I can see a little transformation. Why
Yeah,
not?
that's calm still.
So yeah.
There's no reason for me to take progress photos butt naked, but.
I mean, there's no need. There's no right or wrong way about it. Remember, Fist said, "No face,
No face, no case.
Just chop out the face."
Just no face,
Which I still need to do.
no recognizable features. Off you go.
I got tattoos, boy.
All right, my last question for you guys: would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button on your life?
Rewind or pause?
That's made us think.
I'd rather pull up.
You
Like
rather
the
pause?
rewind.
I'd rather go back.
Oh.
I'd rather go back and appreciate life rather than rush it the way I did. I feel like when you're young, you're always trying to speed through life. You're trying to be an adult. And I feel like I want to go back and just appreciate every single moment, like, and just, yeah. Pausing does nothing. Pausing doesn't change your mindset. But then at the same time, I am who I am based on
what you went through.
But I could be a better version of myself.
Do you know what, yeah? The reason why I picked pause
Go on.
is because if you choose to do rewind, you probably end up going crazy, trying to fix everything and make everything perfect. So I'd rather be able to pause in that moment and think, like, cool, what's the best conclusion for this situation? Because if I could go back, there's so many things you'd want to change. You'd end up going crazy. You'd literally try to make everything in your life perfect.
That's true.
So I'd rather not go back. I'd rather just say, do you know what? Let me think about the situation before I move forward and just pause the situation.
That's actually a smart way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Because you're actually able to stop, reevaluate, and pattern up your future. So make sure you're not wasting any more time.
Exactly.
Uncle Ben?
I don't know now. You've confused the situation. I was going to say pause.
What were you going to initially say? Yeah.
I was going to say pause is a good way for you, like you said, to be able to have a think about the situation that you're actually in, understand maybe all of the avenues and all of the possible outcomes, to be able to decide which one is the best. Rewind, I think, for me, I would check to be able to rewind, to be able to feel some things again, just to be able to go through that moment just one more time.
So you wouldn't change it. You just want to relive it.
Yeah, just one more time. Whatever's happened, happened. It's happened for a reason. You are the person that you are because of those situations. That's why I don't like, that was a mistake. That wasn't a mistake. That was a lesson.
He wants to relive being single, is basically what he's saying.
Never.
Just embrace freedom. One more time.
Let me just taste freedom one more time before I was a boring homebody with my girl.
So
I would pause. I didn't even have to think about it. I knew it was going to be a pause.
That chair is the pause chair to be able to just...
Yeah. And the reason why I say pause is I was thinking of it, if I rewound, it's not a chance to redo, it's just a chance to relive.
Yeah.
Okay.
And although there's many moments I would love to relive, there's many more that I would never want to look at again. So pausing gives me the chance to reflect and be like, okay, I'm ready for the next chapter. So I think we talked about
Eddie
this before.
influence that?
No. But we talked about this before. Like, would we rather go back in the past or go in the future? And I said the future because I was like, the past is the past.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how I'm always going to view it. Yeah, it's just like, it is what it is. It's happened. I am who I am today because of all of those things. So let's just look forward.
So we have one that's rewinding, one that's sitting on the fence.
No, I said rewind.
Rewind.
Yeah, I said rewind.
Okay, cool. And
Two pauses.
Two pauses.
Two pauses.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he'll say pause a couple of times today, so it's fine. So guys, where were you when you watched the football?
I was at home. But I only started watching it from like 10 minutes before extra time.
Yeah.
I was napping.
I was
napping. I was having a hardcore nap.
Yeah, no ratings.
Nah.
Switched off after the first half of extra time.
Because
you knew where it was going.
Yeah.
I hear that.
You
Still.
literally knew where it was going.
I was in Piccadilly Circuit, Trafalgar Square.
Oh.
I was in central London, basically.
Okay.
It was one of those locations. But yeah, I was out there.
You got a ticket to go and... Like,
But you went
A
to
ticket
Central.
to
Do you know
go to
what?
the public space.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
in some of the
ticket
spaces
is.
where they were... Well, you can explain some of those places.
Well, I don't know, innit? Basically, I tried to go to one of them places and ended up watching it on my phone.
Don't lie.
So
It's
it was
Central.
and then my service kept going, so I was sitting next to the next brothers. I made bare friends, though, but it's like, right, it was long. It was long.
Eddie was like, the game was rubbish, but I made 5 new friends.
I was stressed. I was fuming because I'm thinking, cool, Central. You know when you get into Central and it's that busy, none of the phones start working.
Yeah,
I'm just there, so
overloads.
the thing would pause on mine. I'll go to the next brother, then I'll find the next brother. Some people put the flag up and tried to use the projector. That didn't work.
That's actually hilarious.
so
It was
cute.
long. It was long. We were doing all sorts, but yeah, like I was out there.
So I made sure I didn't go Central. So I had a few people ask me, do you want to go Central? And I'm like, no. If we win, it's going to be a mess.
Yeah.
And if we lose,
It's going to be a mess.
it's going to be a mess.
No,
So
yeah,
I don't want to be caught up in a mess.
I had that
Yeah.
So
same
I was on
mentality.
a house motive.
I saw you use with Rex, right?
Yeah. How do you know him?
Because I've been to one of his shows before.
Oh, don't lie.
You took me!
Oh, yeah.
Cheese and onion.
It's been a minute. Allow me.
Yeah, I remember Rex.
Yeah. Shout out to Vinny and Rex. Basically, I watched with them, and it was actually fun. And I'm glad I didn't go Central London. How did you guys feel about How did you feel when you know we missed that last penalty?
I'm not a big fan of football. Sorry, guys.
You shouldn't
I'm
be for
just-
one day
Well,
only.
But as in, I was still
Be that
supporting.
meme.
Yeah, I was supporting our team.
Do you know what I'm referring to?
With
That
the
meme?
Malcolm X one.
No, a woman that's all dressed up in the kit and going, yeah, for one day only, I'm like an England fan.
Oh yeah.
So for that one day only, I was an England fan. I woke up just in time to catch the last 10 minutes and extra time
Yeah.
and all of that. It was incredibly, I think I described it as being incredibly nail biting. Like it was such a tense moment. The amount of pressure we felt, I was just like, oh my God, what is this guy feeling? Like, he was so young, and I was like, me at 19, no, I could never.
Ages don't matter, man.
It doesn't matter,
no,
but
it
it
does.
does
It
because
does.
Not when you're a footballer.
It does, believe me, because they open their mouth and you be like, he's a kid.
yeah.
We'll dive into it, but age don't really matter. Not when you're like, you're paid to do this, your job.
But
you
it's
know
the
what
level of resilience you have as an adult. The older you are, the more resilient you are. So
You're
him
right,
being
actually.
so
Yeah.
young, that he's going to take it to heart.
He's not as exposed as the
Yeah,
other
he's
footballers.
not had as
regardless,
much
he's an athlete
experience.
at the
Yeah.
highest competitive level. So if you're standing up to take a penalty, and again, they actually drew up a statistic of the age of the penalty takers for England, and a lot of them had taken penalties and missed being older. So age factors into nothing. If you're confident enough to say, I'm going to stand up and take a penalty.
I don't think that's what she meant. I think
No.
what you meant as in the handling the reaction.
Yeah.
Oh, the reaction.
Because,
Okay, cool.
because I'm sure,
Psychological aspect is
yeah, I'm
something
sure he
different.
was thinking the same thing that we were all thinking, which is if I miss this,
That's it.
that's it. I'm going to get lynched, literally, like figuratively speaking. And it's a lot of pressure to put on someone so young.
Words.
Not that I don't think someone older would have dealt with it loads better, but they may have had a little bit more life experience to be able to go, okay, I messed up, but it's not the end of the world. But I mean, he started crying and
That
seeing
was-
him
yeah, you
cry,
felt that,
oh
yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
That got me. I was
That's
like,
what I
oh.
don't understand. You saw him, the pressure had obviously gotten to him.
Yes.
And you saw him break down. And Gareth Southgate went to console him.
Yeah.
Because Gareth Southgate has been there before.
Yeah.
And I joked and I said, whoever misses the penalty is probably going to be the next England manager. Because if you remember, I don't know, it was Euros 96 or whatever.
Yeah, he was 96.
Gareth literally missed a
So-
penalty in that off grey England jersey.
Yeah.
I remember that vividly going into school the next day and talking about it. But you could see, and then the aftermath, which we'll get into, was just horrendous. And I can't comprehend it even till today.
If that is true, that the last person to miss the penalty becomes the England manager, I would love to see that.
It's
The
never
faces
gonna
of
I would love to
the
see
fans.
that. I don't care about the fans. We're going to talk about the
It'll
fans.
never happen.
But I would love
You
to see
never know.
that.
What, a
You
black
never
manager?
know.
It'll never happen.
Yeah, I
It
hear
won't
it.
happen.
I don't know how I felt,
yeah.
when he missed the penalty. Because I was that me. You see, like, Malcolm X is like, this country's this and that.
Yeah,
and then on the
yeah,
day, he's like, England, let's go.
I think we all did that.
When he missed that penalty, I just knew, I said, this racism's going to go mad.
Trust me.
That was the first thing I said. I see Rashford miss. I was like, oh, okay, do you know what? Let's see recover. Sancho miss. Oh, this is getting long. Saka miss.
That's
yeah,
it.
racism's going to be a mad thing.
You know, the first, I saw a little clip, the first penalty that got missed, the guys were like, just go home. And they were literally running down the street. And I was like, this is funny because of, them acting the way they
Yeah,
are.
But a few
But
people in the
it's
audience,
true.
a few people who I know were in the audience, they were leaving.
Yeah.
From when the first penalty was missed, and they
Done.
started hearing it, because apparently, even some Asian people were in the England
Oh,
club were
yeah.
told
Yeah, they got smacked up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's bare
So-
videos. They got smacked up.
exactly, and it's just for nothing. So for me
Yeah.
personally, from when I saw the lineup of who's taking penalties, I started getting anxious. I knew
Yeah.
already what time it is. Whether we win or lose, there's gonna be some heat. But when we lose, there's gonna be
gonna be
some real
more.
heat.
100%.
It stopped being about winning the game at that point. It stopped being about
Your life's on the line. Like your
yeah,
mental
yeah,
health is on the
literally.
No,
line.
real
But
talk,
it
real
stopped
talk.
being about I want England to win to I hope these guys don't miss it for their sake.
No, for me now it comes to this. If I am a young player who just happens to be black, now I'm thinking, am I even going to take a penalty? Or there's a video of Raheem Sterling in the Germany game where he passes the ball and he misses his pass and it goes to a German player. And you see him run after the German player won't be able to catch him because the pass is too far
Went
ahead.
down on his knees.
And he goes down on his knees.
Ready to
He
cry.
breaks down.
Yeah.
One, that's pressure that he has
So
from
unnecessary
the entire country. And two, he knows, because he's experienced it, that I have just almost cost a goal. They would have lynched him like they did David Beckham when he kicked
I mentioned
whoever.
David Beckham in my caption because David Beckham got it bad.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And what you don't understand is that for a player who just so happens to be black, there is an added layer of pressure that comes
Yeah,
with that.
because I was just going
And
to
it
say,
just
yes,
doesn't make sense.
it doesn't. But like David Beckham, yes, he got annihilated that time, but no one brought up his race. No one brought up his race.
no.
Yeah, but
but
this
as
is all
soon
to
as
be expected.
and
Like-
I mean that's why I was like the
But I remember
disappointment
he had it really
Of
bad.
course,
Like,
he
was
had
a
it really
write-off for
bad.
life, like,
There's
yeah,
been so
newspapers
many
had him everything.
players
Yeah.
where, but his ethnicity, the color
No,
of his
definitely.
skin never was questioned. But as soon as this happened, the first thing some of the comments coming out were, they were vile, they were
Are you
horrific.
shocked though? Because you sound like you're
No,
shocked.
I'm not shocked because it was literally. I'm not
Do you
shocked.
live in London?
It's the thing is, none of us are shocked. We knew it was going to happen. We knew as soon as the first penalty was missed, I was like, oh my God, they're going to blame it on the fact of his skin
Straight
Do you
colour.
feel like it was?
Second
Do
and
you feel
third.
like they were kind of set up for failure in that moment? Do you feel like it was a lot of
I do.
pressure for knowing that it's going to be? Was it 3 of them that are black, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, all
So-
three of them.
So do you not feel like that was a lot of pressure for them to step up when other people could have done it who are more experienced?
I do.
Or do you feel like that was just they had that much faith in them?
No.
I don't know. Rashford is a prolific penalty taker. He's good at what he does. Do you get what I'm saying? Sancho,
bar,
he
yo.
scored a few penalties. Saka's the only one that was really inexperienced in terms of penalties. But if he thought, he would have had a conversation with Gareth Southgate and said, listen, or Gareth would have came to him and said, listen, do you want to take a penalty? If he says yes, you got to take what you're dealt. That's.
But is that
plain
how
and
the
simple.
conversation goes? Obviously, we're none
Gareth
of us are behind
Southgate
the
wouldn't have
doors.
forced him to take a penalty.
But do you feel like it would have been added pressure when you look around, you go, rah, all 3 of us, yeah, safe? Do you feel like then you kind of look and you start seeing your colour and thinking, all right, everyone now is seeing.
Yeah.
Probably
And
is added
also-
pressure.
So
But
then even the best penalties guy will, I'm very technical, best penalty guy will feel that pressure because now they're mindful of who else is lined up to do it as well.
But you know what though? Let's draw a comparison. I think Mbappe missed his penalty for France, and I'm sure he didn't get nearly the kind of hate that.
We don't know. We're not in France.
80 to 90% of the French team are black.
Yeah, their team is black, but obviously France is still quite a
Their
racist
team-
country.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
no, but
Their team.
racism's intense in France. Though.
It is,
Yeah.
but obviously they carry their players through to wherever they take. They've won a World Cup the same way England came. This is their first final Euro ever,
And that's what
that's
everyone's
black players
forgotten.
that carried them.
Yeah.
So
It's such a big achievement to have made. But I feel like maybe sometimes, you know how sometimes we talk about, oh, if we get this far, we'll do this as a backup plan. And I feel like maybe the team didn't think it would ever get to extra time and penalty shootouts.
No, I knew from, well, I didn't know.
Because they were confident. I feel like they built up confidence because they played so well in all
they
of the
did
other games.
the first
Yeah,
goal in 2
and
minutes.
that comes with confidence.
Yeah,
though.
you can't score in the first 5 minutes and then defend for 85 minutes. It just doesn't make sense.
But
I don't
the
think that-
defense was amazing throughout the whole.
No, it was shaky.
No,
And
as in throughout the whole Euros.
Oh, for the
They were
Euros.
fire.
No. The defense throughout the Euros was good. The defense in the last game was shaky.
No, they were doing
I think
they were all over the place.
I think that this will have big ramifications moving forward. I think now, either Gareth or someone, for me, and this happened when Steven Gerrard had an incident where someone in the Rangers camp had a racial slur or something happened to them. Managers now, it's not an excuse to be like, oh, I don't experience it. I don't give a damn if you don't experience it. You have players that don't look like you but go through different things, and you need to understand what they go through. This is
100%.
going to have ramifications whereby players are now going to think, what is the worth of me taking that penalty or going in and taking that chance?
Not
'Cause
even
what is
even
going to
aspiring
happen?
players are going to look at it twice and go, because of the colour of my skin, I don't know if I want to play for a club. I don't know if I want to put myself forward for a professional career.
Would you consider
in
it if you were a
sport.
player?
to be honest,
after this?
yeah, I think it might have some impacts, but I don't think it's gonna have much because these guys are athletes and they're there to compete at the top level. Like these guys want to be the greatest, they want to be the best. Racism isn't new. You
No.
know, it's not new. This isn't the first time, and it probably
But
won't be
do
the
you
last.
feel all right? Cool. So football culture as a whole,
It's very
would you not say it's probably
bullish.
the most racist culture when it comes to sports? Can you think of another sport that's just as racist? Because I don't
feel
know.
like it's England fans.
Yeah.
As in they are
More so, yeah.
I feel like they're the ones that are most known for the hooligan behaviour.
Can you really compare it though? Because football is the biggest sport, so you can't.
I mean, like Serena Williams experienced racism, like,
but it will never be to the level that football would, because just the sheer size,
the population of people,
and then the type of people that go to watch tennis. They're like, it's quite an upper middle class.
That's a fair point. So on that note, then, do you feel like, considering how big it is, how much money's pumped into it, how much we're pumping our money into it, do you feel like people should actually just step back and boycott for a little bit?
It won't work.
It won't work.
No work.
Yeah, I don't think a boycott
no one will ever
will work.
boycott anything when it comes to football.
But I think
so. Basically, people make noise, but they're not actually backing it.
That's exactly what's happening.
I feel like the only thing that will work is if the consequences of you behave in a certain way are that strong. It's a deterrent to other people.
But again, does this really solve the problem? Because one of the things we discussed, I was discussing before, was the notion of political correctness. Because what it's looking like is that let's just sweep the racism under the rug to a point where it doesn't come to the surface until it hurts people so much that it resurfaces again. No. That was literally what the Euros was. Just political correctness. Let people say, do you know what? Let's be quiet and see how far these black guys can take us. Shit, they fucked it up. Fuck these monkeys and gollywogs and da-da-da-da. Do you get what I'm saying? So, like, the problem is ingrained in British culture.
Yeah,
it's not a case of football or boycotting. This is deeply ingrained in British culture. So, one, the consequences may have to be big, but then that just makes people more angry. And I feel like this is the fault of the left, because what the left has done is it's empowered the right to make it okay to do these things.
How so? Explain. Because
of stuff like political correctness, and the ability for people to, which is in some ways a good thing. So the ability to kind of deplatform people or point the finger at people has basically made people on the right say, "What? Nah."
So like the cancel culture as well.
Cancel culture, all of that's played into it, which has given way to why conservatives are more in power. Then you have conservative governments that don't back up the situation
either.
He's taking
it to levels, yeah.
I know.
It literally, they're all intertwined.
My 8 p.m. brain isn't ready for politics.
It's all intertwined, but we'll just keep it service level. But essentially, like they've created the right side and made them powerful, and now that power can be seen because these lot are getting away with murder. Essentially,
literally,
they're actually here beating people up and.
I heard someone was thrown into the river. I don't know how much of it was.
Yeah, someone got dashed in the river.
Yeah.
I think that was even on video. Someone died, in fact.
Really?
Yeah, someone died.
That's really sad.
Yeah, so it's all mad.
Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't heard of that. Yeah.
Sure.
So it's kind of hard because it's like someone did a status and said the real kings, because everyone started putting crowns on them, and I was one of them. And someone said the real kings are the ones that refuse to play for England because they're the ones. Yeah, they're the ones.
I don't know if that will.
I don't think that's fair.
I don't know if that will solve the problem. Or
no,
if you're right,
it wouldn't.
I think the best thing that anyone is doing is the silent protests that go along at the beginning of the matches where they take a knee. Because what that shows is that you may not like it, but we're protesting for the simple fact of what you don't like. And that racism is prevalent and it was shown.
What's that lady called, the MP?
Priti Patel.
The one that said not to kneel, but then the next day...
Every single one of them are hypocrites, and I don't understand.
It's mad.
Especially someone coming from the BAME as well, who claims to experience
We don't claim
racism.
her. We don't claim her.
She just slightly. She doesn't make it. The door
She's
just
something
closed.
else, isn't it? She's the coconut.
No, but it's definitely mad. And I think it broke my heart to see the reaction, and it made me like growing up British, as you can see just there. It's the fact that we are British, but only when we're deemed good enough.
Yeah.
And I won't say to all white
when
community.
it fits the narrative.
That's it. When it fits the narrative, and
when it's to their benefit.
Of course there are. No, the thing is, we have to understand in anything, it's always a minority who have the loudest voices.
Of course.
So when it comes to racism, not all white people are racist.
Do you think it's a minority?
It's the minorities that make the most
do.
noise.
I do.
So when you look at, so I'll give you an example. Me and Daly, so to digress, we're messaging each other today about faith, and he's like, "Why is it you hear the most negative comments about faiths and da da da?" I went because those people are the minority, but they're so angered and so bothered and so whatever. The rest of us are just getting on with it. The majority of us are just getting on. I'm friends with Kevin and Bob and whoever, we're all people. But there's a minority that are just going out their way to make a claim. And I feel like with the football culture being so hooligan set up, it's become an actual thing.
But that's why I wouldn't argue that's the minority, because if you look at something like Brexit, for example, this is what the country voted for. You look
But
at,
they were ignorant when they voted. They had
you're
no
saying that-
idea what they were
you're
voting
saying that,
for.
but
They were
that's
stupid.
That's the majority of people, and a lot of the reasons. A lot of the reasons why people would have voted it is because of immigration as one thing. That's racism.
True.
Do you get me?
Alright,
Take that
I
into
take that back.
football.
Yeah, you're right.
Take that into football. You see a mass amount of people from different countries, not just in the UK, who are overtly racist.
Yeah.
I think we're doing ourselves a disservice saying that it's a few people. It's a lot more than a minority. They're loud and they're active, and it's bare of them.
Here's the thing that I think's happened. You have a fact that I think what you're saying is there are a minor amount of people or a minority amount of people that are racist and they're loud, and it seems like
That's what I'm saying. That's not what he's saying.
okay, this is what I'm saying. It seems like everyone who he likes, watch, and supports football is racist. I don't think that's.
I wouldn't say everyone. That's it, but it's more than just a minority.
I think
I'll
it is a
argue this.
minority because what happens is that just like Hebz said, you have a few people that will say bad things, and then you'll look at people that look like them and be like,
You're involved.
why are you not saying anything? And then in our head, we'd be like, well, you're not saying anything, so you must be racist as
But
well.
science
Oh,
is
so what you're
complicit as
saying
well.
is you want more white witnesses
100%. I want more people
to speak
just
up.
like what is it, Gary Neville
But
went
okay,
on TV the next day.
Yeah, but that's
and
what-
even he said he knew. He was like, as soon as those players missed, I knew it was going to be racist.
Yeah, but that's the point. Silence is complicit, and I'll say this, yeah. Correlation doesn't always mean causation, but there's a massive correlation between the politics in this country
No, 100%.
and where society is going.
No, I agree
So
with
like
you
I
on
said,
that.
with the more prevalence of the right, we're starting to see more and more overt racism. I don't think it's a minority anymore. So like you're right in saying that, there's one person that's going to be loud and overt with it, but if 10
But
white
there's-
people are
yeah.
standing there watching, they're
just
complicit
as
as well.
bad.
Yeah.
They're
Just
just
as
as bad.
But do you
Silence is
feel?
violence.
But do you feel, because of how aggressive, like it's like some redneck behavior? Do you not feel like even the regular white people who just mind their own business don't want to intervene because they're actually scared that anyone's going to get it? Like from when David Beckham was getting it, and other players were getting it. Do you not feel in the audience they don't really care? They're going to do anything to anyone. So
Yes,
you trying
I
to
do.
stand up to someone who's willing to throw someone into the river, just off what? Because of your race?
I do.
But
Are
That
you
is-
mad?
That is the
But-
thing. I can vouch for that from experience.
No one will step in. It's hard.
From experience,
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact that if a person who isn't racist sees something happening to someone that they know is racist, they will not say anything because they're scared. Literally because they're scared. It's not that they don't
but that's
believe
them
in
taking advantage of their privilege as well, because then they're not being attacked in the same way.
it. Flip it the other side. They are scared. They're
No,
scared.
I get
they're
that,
scared of-
but they can get away with not saying something
they
because
could,
of their
yeah.
privilege. But also another point that I wanted to add in onto the hooligan behaviour. A lot of the people who are being outed for their racist rants on social media are blaming it on alcohol.
No,
Alcohol is the
no,
truth. Alcohol
They're
is the
blaming it on
truth.
alcohol.
Liquid
I'm not
courage.
racist, but I was drinking that day and
Liquid
it all came out.
courage, mate.
That's
And it's
just
like
tolerance.
it's bollocks.
That's a
I don't know what.
catalyst for showing your
Yeah,
true
exactly. It's a catalyst for showing your real opinion. And I just feel like maybe a consequence of this behaviour is they ban alcohol from football
colours. I
matches.
think that's a good idea.
And he's like, what is
I
this
think that's a good
nonsense?
idea. No, because then
What?
Because
What
then,
kind of
because
water
then
is
when
gonna
you're
be?
when you're coming out with that racist stuff, you can no
what would
longer
your excuse
claim,
be?
"Oh, I was under the influence."
What would your excuse
So
be?
essentially, what you're trying to do, and this is putting a plaster over the bigger issue,
It
because
is,
that's not going to do nothing. Because all it's going to do is anger people even more. Again, what I said before is the reason why the right is so prevalent is because we're just doing things to just make them angry, and then they've amassed power as a byproduct of that. Stopping alcohol in the UK, you think that's a good solution? These
But
people
you're
are going
thinking
to
about
lose.
for the
No,
game.
just the
I'm thinking
game.
about for the
Just the game.
game.
Yeah, it's
okay.
a big part of British culture. Anything
It is
that,
part of the culture.
Anything that's to
Yeah.
do with the culture, don't touch it because that's going to make people go mad.
Yeah.
Making people go mad.
I mean, they're
To
already
stop
mad.
Beer.
Well,
Bad
I mean,
Nah.
they prohibit drinking. They prohibit open containers of alcohol and stuff on the tube, on buses and stuff like that.
Okay, but then think about the consequences of
But
this.
why
yeah.
can they not do the same in a
Sponsors are gonna fall
stadium?
out,
So
though.
then it's a case of, okay, yeah, but if you're watching it in a bar, in a club, or
So
whatever, that's
money's
fine.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
But think about this now. Political correctness keeps racism in check to a certain degree, yeah. You take away alcohol at football, the government does that. Who do you think they're going to blame for that? It's you black people's fault. It's you
The blacks.
Bain people's fault. it's gonna go mad. So really, again, all you're gonna do is anger them far more.
What's the solution?
The solution is difficult. It's gonna take time, but it's just a process of slow education. Plus, we need more and more.
Do you think certain people can be educated?
Yes.
If you're being honest.
I
know your opinion already. So.
Over time, but
I'm joking.
I'll use this example. So that my friend who I went to university with, he's a primary school teacher, teaches up in Birmingham, and he posted a picture on Instagram of letters that his students wrote to Saka.
Okay.
And they were all
That's
like
peaceful.
kids from different backgrounds saying, "Oh, we're sorry, races are like waste man energy and stuff like that." So like, he was basically trying to show that the next generation of kids that he's raising are open, and they're not gonna use racism against people from ethnic minority groups. So that's a process of slow education.
So I think that's the easier part because they're fresh, they're sponges, they're excited, they're mixing, they're like we mentioned on our why we chose the title Growing Up British, about how the world's interacting. So whether it's through TikTok, whether it's through face to face or through jobs, it's inevitable. We're all mixing and we're appreciating each other's cultures. But then I'm talking about the Kevins, the Uncle Kevin, and
They
the
just
Granddad
need to die
Kevins.
out.
There's a multi-layered
Do you genuinely
approach.
feel that they can actually change their way of thinking?
They don't need to change. It's a multi-layered approach. You let the old people who are stuck in their ways be stuck in their ways. They're at some point going to die out. What you got to do is set up the structures and institutions for those that follow.
Yeah.
So that's where you have quotas for making sure that companies are mixed in terms of ethnicity. That's where you go into schools, and it's not just schools that teach a specific narrative that shows Britishness as this great conqueror. You teach all history and information. Media is not, again, controlled by just white conglomerates. You have a fair representation in the
never gonna
media.
change.
So if you start to control these different institutions that dictate narrative, you can start to slowly affect the people that follow. Let the old people go. It's similar to like knife crime and stuff like that. You can't change the current kids. We can change the kids that follow by putting stuff in place that prevents them from doing the same things that their predecessors followed.
The domino effect.
The domino effect. Come on, bars.
I got you, boo. I got you.
Dig it up.
Oh, date. Ben, you were saying before I really interrupted. I said I know. No, but do you believe the older generation can change their way of thinking?
Can they be saved?
Yeah.
No, they're stuck in their ways.
Nah, they're
The older that you get, it's harder for you to be able to change, and change is more difficult the older that you get. It's been proven, seen. Go to take any sort of game show, you try and put an older person on an island, go figure it out. There's a game, I haven't got a clue.
No, but it's
Put
well
them in front
known.
of a computer, they haven't got a clue.
Yeah, it's well known and studied. I think I read it in Meg J's book, The Defining Decade. The last part of the brain to stops developing at 21. So once you've established those characteristics, those traits within you,
I'm
the older you
screwed.
get, the harder and harder it gets to change.
I'm done.
That's
out
why
here.
the older you
I was
get-
hoping to like reevaluate my life. And
Exercise
better
actually
myself.
helps as well. Exercise keeps that part of the brain nurtured.
7 days a week, guys. 7 days a week.
So it helps to create new neurological connections that allow for change and development.
Yeah.
So the old people who are stuck in their ways, who don't want to change, are done. That's why like reading and stuff, like when I say put myself in uncomfortable situations, teaching yourself to grow and all that kind of stuff, it's important that you develop those traits now. Because if you don't do it now, it becomes more and more difficult as you grow up to make those
100%.
changes.
Yeah.
Well, we become more resistant as well. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
Our comfort zone.
Yeah, and the older you get, the more set in your ways that you get. So I agree with you guys. I think the older generation, and by older I mean like the
30
older.
plus.
I said 30.
I don't even want to say 30.
30
I'm
plus.
Yeah, okay, hear
You're
that.
done.
I've
30
done-
plus, you're done.
Really?
At 30, you have, not for everyone, at 30, you've
you've fully
You've
established as
established
an
yourself,
adult.
established yourself.
Yeah.
You are at a point where you're
I'm a
comfortable
child
with the
still. What are you
situation.
talking about?
Nah,
What
I-
have you
Done
got,
that, hey,
why
every
have you got to
possible
change? What reason do you have to
At
change?
30, you're still cognizant enough to make change. I think
Yes.
BLM has proved that at this age, at 30 and upwards, people can still make change if done in
Yeah.
the right way.
No,
So I
believe
was
so.
thinking of the slightly older,
I'm
the,
saying
the
like
baby
Don't
boomer.
age
and,
us.
no,
60
not
and
us.
up.
That's
yeah.
too late.
The-
That's
60 and up,
way
they're-
too late.
But
But
the
they're the
ones
ones
that
who
still
have the
put up to the
voting
games.
power.
They've got like
voting,
30
yeah.
summers left, bro. Like leave them out in it. Like their summers are
30
limited.
That's too late.
Not in the UK. They get 2 summers in the UK.
Oh,
Yeah,
but do you
there
know
you
what
go.
makes me laugh? Well, I don't know about other areas, but in areas where diversity is huge, those same older people who may hold racist views are going to be in care homes that are predominantly employing BAME.
Not if they have anything. That's why they voted for Brexit.
Do you know how racist those ones are? They have
they're the
Alzheimer's
worst.
and their
And they'll
brain's
just-
finished. But the last thing they remember is to call him the N-word.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, they
That's
got
the one thing to
I've
remember,
seen
you know.
it. I've seen
That's
it in
so
because
sad.
I did volunteering at an old people's home where people like the residents were suffering with things like dementia and schizophrenia and stuff like that. And the stuff that they came out with, you were like, wow, I'm glad you're dying soon. I hate to say it like that, but it literally is like
It's
they need to
weird.
die out. As harsh as that sounds,
that's the
that
reality.
mentality needs to die out. That it's a cultural shift.
I mean,
it's a
death
cultural
is
change.
inevitable, so you're
Yeah.
not wishing death upon them.
I'm not wishing death upon
You're
them. It's
just-
just like hurry it up, innit?
Can we just fast forward? real
Is that
quick?
or we just go to war like a revolution? There's a saying that says lessons not learnt in blood and soon forgotten.
Mm.
So unless people die, it doesn't affect people enough to want to
The
make a
thing is,
change.
people have died. We've lost
one
so many.
You felt it?
Yeah,
That
yeah. We've lost so many people due to racist attacks.
Yeah.
So blood has been spilt, and
Yeah.
I don't think that's the right way to go.
And unfortunately, it's not just with the black community. It's sort of anything that's alien to
Yeah.
the land.
So I'm thinking of two people in particular. So Stephen Lawrence, which is a really famous case of a young black man who was stabbed to death by racists. I'm thinking of
Boy,
another one.
not even a man.
He was
boy.
a young boy, what, 19?
Younger.
18?
Nah.
Yeah,
That's
man.
like
Way to
Yeah,
school, innit?
he was
So-
really young. And there was another case that I'm thinking of. I know about it, but I don't think other ethnicities do. Altab Ali, it's a Bengali immigrant, another racist attack. And there's actually a memorial park for him out in East London.
Right.
But it's not just because it's basically what I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter what shade of brown we are, blood has been spilt. People have lost their lives due to racism. And like, you know, going out to war kind of thing or doing a revolution is not the right, I don't think it's the right way, but there's smarter ways of doing it.
It
So
depends on where you want it, fast or slow. Revolution's fast.
So what are you saying, Eddie? You're starting one.
Listen, I'm militant.
Revolution
Do you want to
is
talk to the camera?
fast.
Let's sort one out.
Malcolm X all day, my people. Then eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. You get me? That's my
Revolution is
thing.
definitely fast, but it's at the cost of lives. And I don't think we can afford to lose any more
But do you not
lives.
think we're the generation also that aren't willing to fight for anything? Like really?
No, I think
like,
we
No,
do
we
fight for
too
stuff.
many-
No, but we'll
too
fight on.
many
We
things.
fight on.
Yeah.
But do you feel like no, we'll fight the way people back in the day fought, where they're willing to sort of take
it's a
scratches?
different day.
It's a different time. We
No,
fight in
it's a
different ways. I think we saw it from like the Arab Spring, where that was like the digital revolution and how that was what was used to mobilize people.
Yeah,
The smart way,
revolutions,
you can't just have people foot soldiers. You have to take social media. You have to use the weapons at your disposal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have
And
to
it's
use your
not the
money, you have to use your voice, you have to use your reputation.
This generation gets angry about anything and everything.
So do you think the media and all social medias, I guess, actually and platforms won't actually control any racism? Because
It makes them
there's
money.
because obviously there's been a meme and it's very evident that this happens on Instagram. So on Instagram, when you play, if you're on a live and you're playing music, it cuts you off
Yeah,
after 30 seconds because they can pick up the
yeah,
music.
the copyright, yeah.
If you write anything about COVID,
Yeah.
it automatically put a warning sign.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it they don't have the intelligence to pick up any
They
racism?
do. No.
Yeah,
That's they have the intelligence. The algorithms are working in the background. They don't want to use them.
yeah, that's a fact.
Because
So they want people to fight.
Not necessarily want to. They don't
They-
care for it because
they want to be able to control what they want to control, and being able to potentially kick people off, being able to have a system whereby you have to verify and register not only your name but your address, where you are when you're sending a tweet, whatever. They have that information. Don't be misfooled or misled. Every single time you send something from your phone, your IP address, your MAC address, everything is a physical address that links you to that device is being tracked. You can, if you go into Twitter or Facebook or everything, they have boards as big as long as you can even visualize. It's massive. You can see every single tweet that's being tweeted at every single time of the day.
Yeah, he's
They
right.
have that
Yeah.
information. They do not want to use it.
And to piggyback off that, there's a book that you can read as well called The Soul
Wait, are you
Art.
a library today?
Listen,
so one quote I know, and another quote.
pulling
No, I
down this
love
brother.
it. I love it.
going, get
No,
in
I'm
yourself
like, I'm sapiosexual, so I'm just like,
Yeah, that-
talk to me.
The Soul Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. Yeah, there's something
This
called
guy,
Oh,
you
I want to
really-
read this.
I really-
there's
I've
something
heard
called
about it.
outrage porn, and when you read the book, you'll see. But essentially, what it's a lazy way of garnering more interaction from people. So essentially, you say one thing that's going to anger a certain demographic, they respond, and now there's a circle of contention that's just going to create more interaction, more people that's going to stay on it longer because now they're all outraged.
That's what
So
they
instead
want.
of them having to do more work by potentially blocking it or
Not even do more. They have to implement a system that will be able to give them the power to.
But
to get rid of them. They don't want to do that.
we did that with COVID overnight. They can't
But
do that for
also,
racism.
you have to bear in
they
mind.
don't want to because
They
it
don't
helps
want
the
to,
platform.
yeah.
Because
Helps.
But they still get volume of conversation and debates.
No,
more
Let them talk
is
about it.
always better. The more data,
That's
the
what I'm
more power.
saying.
Yeah, so
So
they don't want to.
if you
Oh, so you say for
remove-
COVID?
So why don't you let people just talk about it and for them to get
Because
the
if
numbers
you
in?
remove a section of society that is hurting their business, that means less conversation, less activity,
So how's
less
it hurting their business?
engagement.
How's COVID hurting their business?
What do you mean?
So I don't understand what you
So
mean.
they're not stopping COVID. We're saying that
They're just
COVID has
informing
the
No,
them.
but they've
yeah.
removed posts. People have removed posts. People have had their posts removed.
That's still interaction,
have-
which is already pinging off the system and is giving them more money. The initial post is still there, or has still been posted. What we're
But then
talking about
can't-
is removing the people that would decrease the amount of people that they have on the platform.
Which is
They
what
don't want
racism
to do
will
that.
But if you have
They
to
won't do
remove all
that.
races, think about how much of an impact that would have on a platform, plus communication between that. What people would do is that another platform would come and say, do you know what? Here's a place where you can speak freely. Everybody will move on to that. So there has to be a careful balance
Clubhouse.
of how you conduct business. As a personal example, like how many
Is
people
anyone
went
on
to Clubhouse?
Clubhouse still?
Nah. That
I
was
saw a
bad.
couple posts recently about, come on Clubhouse during this conversation. I
Yeah.
was like, is that still alive?
Do you know what?
It is-
I
it's
got
the
a
live.
random
It's the
invitation. I got a
live
random
still.
invitation going. So and so has joined Clubhouse,
No,
and
I
I'm
turn-
like,
I turn
wait,
all my notifications
oh
off.
snap, Clubhouse! Like
Yeah.
a whole year later,
Yeah.
Watch on a quiet
someone
Saturday.
finally
Yeah.
invited him.
Quiet Saturday, you're not doing
conversations
nothing.
are-
Clubhouse, people are on Clubhouse.
Still.
I've seen a group chat come up like, oh, boring Saturday. I'm like, move, what's wrong with you? Read a book, man.
Wow.
No,
Maybe you
it's
should
true.
open one called Read a Book. And
What?
see-
Talk
Are you
about
talking
it.
about
and you just
Open a
recommend
book club.
books.
Open
Do you know
a
how many
book
people
club.
told me to do that?
You
Do
really
it.
should.
I would, I don't feel I have the commitment. I
One
reckon
day.
No, just one day a month.
I
every
know
2
that
months.
I need the commitment of knowing that I'm going to turn up to the book club. I read the stuff that I need to, you get me? And like, I'll
So
get
what's your reading pattern like?
my reading pattern. I try to read every day. I've written it down like 20 pages a day at least, but
That's sick.
I don't even stick to that. So, but I challenge
Ish.
myself to one book a month. So I'm slightly behind.
I
I'm
did
trying
that.
to keep up with it.
I did that. I got to 9 months. It was like, I can't bother anymore. Literally, I got to nine books.
Audiobooks count as reading a book?
However,
It depends on you, innit? Like, what's your style of?
It's like, yep.
of,
It
you know,
does.
taking in
Because if you're in a
information.
book club, I've been in
Yeah.
a book club. It's cool. I liked it.
No, book clubs are lit. I've been to
Yeah.
I want to go to one.
As
Invite
long
me.
as you're consuming the book,
one. Bossy.
this one wants to do everything and anything.
What do you mean?
do it, sis.
Tell me what else I want to do.
People need hobbies, man. That's
just
what makes you
picking on me for
interesting.
no
It gives you
reason.
identity capital, which a lot of us need. I think a lot of women lack
What
that as well
he
anyway,
said.
so, you know,
From
it's
who?
good. Huh?
Okay.
Wait, huh?
Elaborate on that identity capital. What's this?
Identity capital. It's just like who are you? What do you identify as? Like what makes Hebz who Hebz is? And it's the things that you do. So like if you go to spoken word, for example,
I
book
do.
clubs, blah blah blah, that kind of thing. So you want to build your identity capital because that gives you social capital.
Identity capital. Who did you steal that from?
Who did
One
I get
book
that
I
from?
read.
yeah.
Maybe it's
One time,
it
if
might
I
have
can,
been
you
from
go, you're
Edward
going to have to
Bernays.
list out the books that you've mentioned
Yeah,
today.
yeah,
Got-
yeah. Don't worry.
Yeah,
It'll be in
yeah.
the- it'll be in the
Word.
description.
Yeah,
We'll tag them.
comment if you want them. Help the algorithm.
Oh, that's true.
I wanted to talk about another topic. I don't think we've got time. Dan, how much time do we have? How long have we been running for? 9
Stop
minutes.
saying that.
My girl's counting a whole hour down. Hour-ish. An hour and a half.
We can do a quick thing.
Shall we go for it, guys?
Yeah.
Do you want to
Go on,
touch
go
on
on.
another topic?
Go on,
Yeah,
quickly,
let's
go on.
touch on that other topic.
Yeah, because we got up until an hour and a half. We got until
Yeah.
baby girl.
30 plus 1.
Sorry. We're learning each other today. All right. So very quickly on social media, the last few days, it's been viraling. I think every single person has had it. Every single person's posted it. And if you guys don't know,
I haven't seen it until you showed me.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't until you showed me. I hadn't seen it.
all right, cool. So someone's uploaded, I think, Spiritual World who started it potentially, and they said 25 things. Men are sharing things that they wish women knew about them, and they listed 25 different quotes from different people expressing things that are important to them that they think women should know about.
When I read them, I laughed. I was like, these men are moist.
Oh, wow.
This is why I needed you here.
It was.
I know. But look at Ben's face.
It
know.
was hella beta blue pill energy long.
Okay, this is why we have you here today, sir. So So
This guy.
I'm so excited to see a little debate thing going on over in
This
this
guy.
corner.
What? Right, let's go. Let's
get
go.
comfortable,
Let's
guys.
go.
Yes.
All right. So it had a lot of reposting.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
reposts.
yeah. Lot of likes,
resharing,
lot of
yeah.
comments, everything.
And a lot of men were reposting it, and they weren't reposting it with like laughing tears. They weren't posting it. It was as if saying like, "Here you go. Here's a little small
Finally, someone
insight."
understands me.
Yeah.
Like elements of it.
Yeah.
So my first question to you guys: do any of you want to be the small spoon?
No, I said that. I actually talked to Joe about this. I was like, if you ever come up behind me, you go.
Swear.
Never.
Like you never just want to like say,
No.
fine. If you're in bed,
No.
yeah. Like, wait, one
No.
second.
No.
You don't want to wear her like a backpack.
No, not interested.
That's a very interesting way of looking at things.
Yeah.
That's cute. That's
I've-
story stuff.
cute.
I have
Come here,
actually.
babes.
I've given her a piggyback before, and it's been calm. But no, don't
So
ever.
I'm not
come
It's
gonna
back.
just a horizontal piggyback.
No,
So
Wait. What's the reason behind it?
don't like it.
That's
does it take away your masculinity?
No, I'm just not into it.
Ah, fair
Okay.
enough.
So I personally, if I'm sleeping with my partner
Mm-hmm.
and like we were started off spooning, then we obviously moved around, and if he's facing his back to me and I want a cuddle, I'm reaching in. I don't care.
Hug your pillow.
Nah, B, I want his body warmth.
Mm.
Are you mad?
All right, good for you.
So at that point, he's maybe unintentionally
Calm down.
Become the little
small-
spoon.
I can see you, bro. Like, licking his lips like it's lunch.
I got Vaseline on my lips. I ain't licking
Calm
nothing.
down.
Yeah.
Calm down.
So he's unintentionally becoming the small spoon. He
Yeah.
didn't volunteer it by force. Sounds rapish, but it's not.
Yeah.
But does that count? Is that okay?
If that's what your guy likes, then find out what he likes.
So what would you
and
do if your wife was to do exactly what I just described?
Elbow.
Would you dash her to the side?
I wouldn't dash to the side, but I'd just be like, all right, I'm done now.
What does
But
that mean?
Just, yeah.
Move.
But you're
Cool,
asleep, Ben.
Huh?
You're asleep.
Then you best not wake me up. Because we got stuff to do in the morning.
So basically, you might be a little spoon in your
Jeez, I
sleep
can
and
see
you
the
have
romance
no
there.
idea it's been happening.
And the spontaneous side.
Never.
Oh shit!
Never.
All right,
Now
what
I'm
about
asleep.
yourself?
I'll wake
Eddie?
up.
I don't think I'd mind. He ain't gonna do that for me. Like,
But you call these men moist, but you don't mind being a small spoon.
nah,
So are you
that's
saying
it.
you don't want to be the
He's
small spoon
confident.
because
Yeah.
that's
I know
typically...
my thing. Like what? She hold me from behind is a problem. Like it's my girl, that's my wife, that's my woman. Do you get me?
If that's why I said, know your guy, know what he likes, and if that's what he likes, calm.
No, that's right. That statement is right, but I don't think it's emasculating or anything.
No, never.
Nothing
Never.
like that.
I'll
So,
never.
like,
I'll never say that.
yeah, yeah.
All
I'll
right.
never say that.
Fizz, have you ever made anyone the small spoon?
Yeah. Not a guy, just to clarify, friends.
Wait,
We're
what?
talking
What?
about men, Fizz.
I mean, your ex-husband, no?
Yeah, I have actually. I don't
made
even
that
think
from hella sus.
unintentionally.
Yeah.
No, because that was such a long time ago, guys. It was a long time. It was a lifetime ago.
Say
So
no
I don't
more.
remember
Yeah.
a lot about that time, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did spoon him.
And he never dashed you to one side.
Nah, fam.
That's good. So, guys, there's 25 different comments that people wrote. Rather than go through them all, I want you guys to randomly pick a number and I'll read it out.
Okay, 13.
Oh,
We're starting with Ben.
That one. Okay.
13 is my lucky.
Go on then, Ben.
All right, so someone said, when we say we're thinking about nothing, the majority of the time, we are literally thinking about nothing. Or maybe we are thinking of something ridiculously made up scenario that sounds stupid if we said it out loud. Sorry, Fizz. would you
Wait,
like
I
to
have a
speak?
question.
Yes?
Is that actually true, guys?
don't-
Is it
I-
literally crickets
I
in
really
your
can't
head
understand.
and like tumbleweed?
I don't understand how you cannot accept that sometimes I think about nothing.
I've had people, I've said
Absolutely
to the guy, what's on your mind? Like, nothing.
Nothing.
I'm like, oh, this whole time
Do you know?
I thought you were thinking about me.
I think even I don't know what it is, but it seems to be women seem to think about everything all the time, and I don't understand how you cannot put your minds at rest.
It's true.
You can't.
You're
There's,
actually
there's
true.
no. There's
We're
no
built
rest.
different. We're
There's
built
no
different.
rest. Honestly,
We're just
there's,
built different.
there's no time in your head where you be like,
Nothing.
what are you thinking about?
Food.
How many times have I said to my wife, what are you thinking about? I've said nothing. Oh. And this is the shock
She
on her
can't
face.
believe
Yeah, because
it.
it's confusing to us. Like, I've got bare shit going from my head.
He
right
must
now.
be cheating.
Probably because she also has a lot of shit to be getting on with.
Like
And so
what?
I think about
Like
everything
what?
all the time.
yeah, I
yo.
think about everything all the time, but
Well
it's
built,
not
this
just
It's all your chemicals and shit. At
I'm
work.
telling-
That's
no,
all it
whoa,
is.
Wait,
go
no,
that
no,
far,
wait,
but
wait,
wait.
wait, far. It's not even that. It's just a case of, okay, now I need to do this in a couple of hours, so what do I need to do beforehand? I'm thinking about that.
Guys.
No, but that's cool. Yeah, but what he's saying is that there's times when, irrespective of whether we got things to do or not, we can sit down and I can just be here staring at the wall, spaced out.
Nothing.
Nah, that's mad.
Completely
But that's-
spaced out for like 5-10 minutes, and like you might be sitting with me, but just sit there and let me space out in peace. When I'm ready to come back to reality, I'll come back.
But even if I try to space out, if I try to do nothing right now, I'm thinking about doing nothing.
Okay.
I'm still thinking about something, which is nothing.
When I space out, I'm on holiday.
How do you meditate?
Even when I pray, so I pray obviously 5 times a day, part of my faith, and you're meant to try and disconnect from the world. So you're meant to try and, the amount of times I've thought about trying to disconnect, and then my mind goes into somewhere else, then I'm in some weird, like, do you know when there's a mirror upon mirror, and you got like, of like
Yeah.
thoughts?
You've got 100 tabs open in your head. Yeah.
Be like that Spider-Man meme pointing at each other.
Literally. I'm just like, then I'm like, disconnect, Heather, disconnect. Like, why are you disconnecting? Suddenly there's 3 voices.
Yeah.
There's only 2 of us here.
It's
Me and my thoughts.
so draining. That's
And
why.
do you know what's even worse?
That's
Sorry.
why I think that like more women are on like antidepressants and anxiety.
I was going to
and
say this
Big
because
facts.
it's too much, man.
I know women that overthink. I overthink to a point of anxiety, but I've seen overthinking to the point of corruption. Like you've actually destroyed yourself.
And that is why
And that's mad.
I don't understand.
Please teach us to be like
I used to
you.
tell girls this
Yeah.
all the time. Girls will create a scenario in their mind,
Fully.
live out the
Jeez,
scenario
man,
until
right.
the final conclusion, and that conclusion must be real because you've lived it out in your head.
I
And then
can
you'd
tell
ask,
you,
like, it's mad.
based on recent experience, 100%. I've sat down with someone and I've watched them come to their own conclusion over and over again. I'm like, my G, baby girl, give yourself a rest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do
Like, for real, for real.
you know what book you'd enjoy though? It just came to mind still. The Ways of the Superior Man. It's about energies and like trying to understand how things work.
Do you
in women's
recommend
head.
any books to us women? Because you just looked at Ben straight.
I say read The Defining Decade. Yeah, actually read that book still.
He's trying to call me old.
Go listen.
No,
Go listen. Go,
It's a great book still
Listen
by
to-
Meg J.
Kevin Samuels, man. You know that, brother.
All this, yeah,
Oh,
it's the
Jesus.
KS. Yeah,
No.
me.
All right. Eddie, choose a number.
Do you know what though? What I want to do? I sent you a list of numbers of the ones that I thought were
I
better.
know, I'm not going to read them out. You go guess now. Because,
I remember 5 being one. I think.
all right.
No.
You just want to be controversial for the fun of it.
Nah, because those ones pissed me off. I'm reading those thinking like this is an example of how feminine men have become in modern day society.
And
Like
whose
the
fault-
influence of feminism.
Whose fault was that?
Women. But that's why I want to go with them ones still. But you know.
Can I
So are we
Society.
reading, have you decided number 5?
Is it 5? Let me what number?
Nah, don't look at
Go
your
for
phone.
5. Just go for 5. Just go for 5.
Fizz, you want to say something before I read number 5?
I was going to ask how you define feminism and femininity and masculinity.
Because men have feminine energy, but you got
Of
to
course,
have...
there's a balance.
No, because
Balance.
I'll let you answer it first, and then I'll share my thoughts.
The basic definition of feminism is it's effectively equality. So the equality of opportunity. And
No,
the
not
equality of
sorry. I
outcome.
meant femininity and
My
masculinity.
guy went for the
Sorry.
dictionary. I didn't know if the source was going to come out.
I mean, like, how do we define someone as being feminine and someone as masculine?
Where's that line?
So the lines come from one. Femininity is also defined by historical traditional roles. So like, what roles did you play? So like your nature, nurturing, soft, lovely, cuddly, that kind of thing. Being a woman. That's how you define.
What men aren't cuddly, no?
You can't, well, it depends.
Are you
get me?
cuddly?
There's a reason why in most, and I experienced this today when I picked up my son. There's a reason why in most nurseries there are women, because women are just better equipped to look after young children.
To be
You
socially.
will not
yeah.
find a lot. You'll not find a nursery that has a bunch of men. And if you did, you'd be like,
Maybe it might be a proactive decision to focus predominantly on men. It
Women-
wouldn't be a natural thing.
Women
to
are
do,
better in
basically.
social environments, so they want to be around people, whilst men are more concerned with things. Hence why, and this is the argument for the pay gap, but that's a whole different conversation. But essentially,
In
because
next
women,
week's episode, we'll have Eddie back discussing pay
because
gap.
women are better equipped to be in social environments, that's why they tend to go for things like schools, social care, nursing, those type of things.
even in the corporate world, what do women normally be drawn to?
HR.
HR, they're drawn to what? Media.
Am I the only one that works with only men?
Hello,
It's-
sister. I'm also in the constructions.
we're also in construction.
Also in the constructions.
development
That's
team.
rest though. But yeah, go on. Number 5. Let's go for
Number
number
five.
5.
Sorry, before we get into
Oh,
number
sorry, yeah.
the reason
Oh, you
why
go, go.
the reason why
My
I
bad.
asked the question was because some of the things that you've mentioned, like being soft, being caring, I feel like these are personality traits and they're not specifically.
I think
Biological,
some women are natural nurturers.
Yes, natural nurtures, but
Most
that
women,
doesn't
if
that
not
doesn't
all.
mean
I didn't think I'd be a nurturer. I'm like, whoa, okay, I have a child. I know how to nurture this thing.
But that doesn't mean that because Ben is a guy and is a son, has a son and is a father. That doesn't mean that he's not nurturing just because
No,
he's
a
a
different
man.
kind of
So
nurturing
what I'm
level.
trying to say is like sometimes we have a view of what's feminine and what's masculine, but a lot of that is blurred. So you can't say
not.
being nurturing is a feminine trait because
is.
that's.
So if I digressing too much, did anyone watch the ZZ Mills and Sideman?
Yeah.
thing.
Say about how he's not alpha. He got in his feelings.
You know why I dislike that? I hope this gets cut. You can go play around. Zizi was out of line for saying something like that because one, she will never ever be or never she is not or never will be an alpha man. So she doesn't get to define what is one. You can't be saying that he's not an alpha man because
Why
But
not?
a lot of
Wait,
men,
why not?
but a lot
doesn't
of men
like
agreed
his
with her.
tone.
A lot of men agreed with her. Because
She
he's
even the
more
men
he's
that
more
agree
for
with
the
her don't get
ladies.
to define that. The people that define if Daniel, whatever David or Sideman is an alpha man is the clique that he's around. Does
Nah,
he prefer?
I don't agree with that.
Why? Tell me why. How
Because-
do you know David to be calling him an alpha man or not?
Because alpha is. So, and I got this is from another book, yeah. Because this.
We've reached our quota, guys. No more.
We now have a library.
No, because you have to try and understand these things from a contextual level. Because
Yeah, no, I appreciate
a
it.
lot of people want to say alpha is by behaving the type of way you're doing certain things, which is what Sideman alluded to. I control my this and I do that.
That's just caveman kind of. Like,
An alpha is a mind state because we can't all be alpha all the time. There's different instances where we portray our alpha. You might be alpha at work. You might be alpha on this podcast. You might not be alpha at home though. So alpha's a mind state. Alpha's not a physical thing, which is what Sideman's trying to do. I don't think ZZ Mills was wrong in saying that you don't give me alpha vibes because what is ZZ attracted to? What are women attracted to? A man that can lead, dominate, etc., etc. So if he's not presenting those alpha vibes to her, how is she wrong
In
for
her
saying
presence,
in her
yeah.
presence? Why is she wrong for not defining what alpha is in that instance?
So in that same instance, if Simon goes with a girl and she says that he's alpha, is he alpha then? By that definition.
100%. But again, how is
person.
That's why I
no,
don't-
but that's how
So
is he?
everyone's got a different way to
It's
measure it based
contextual,
on their
yeah.
preference.
It isn't. It's not. Yes and no, because in that instance, how is he presenting himself to that woman? The vibes he gives off to ZZ, as in friend zone vibes, ZZ would perceive that as beta. For a girl he's moving to, he might present alpha vibes to that woman because of how he's moving to
And
her.
maybe in comparison to what she's seen before. So she might maybe never seen that level of alpha before in her life, so therefore she'll deem that as alpha. But I think also she was commenting on just the way he speaks in general. Like I think because he tends to side with women and he tends to
He's mad feminine.
okay.
He-
But do we continue talking about this or do you want to go to the scenario?
Let's go to the scenario.
Because we're gonna go back to the whole feminine
yeah,
energy.
yeah,
again.
yeah. Go on.
All right, number 5. When we tell women that we don't know how we feel about something, it's usually true, and we genuinely don't understand how we're supposed to feel. I personally wasn't allowed to express emotions growing up, and it turns into me not being able to understand my emotions. Before you speak, I actually think this is true. I don't care, because men are wired not to speak. Men have been told, man up, don't speak, don't say nothing, handle it. Don't worry about it. Hence, mental health being an issue amongst men. Hence, suicide being a thing. Hence, relationships breaking up because my guy can't say I'm struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he
Whether
can't
it's
express
financially.
his emotions, whatever those emotions are.
Moist.
No, Eddie,
Stupid.
no.
No, but that's facts. Sorry, where are you from originally?
Nigeria. What?
Were you allowed to express emotion in your house?
That's what I'm going.
So let me break this down. Yeah.
No.
Go on,
yes
sir.
Or no? Were you allowed to express emotion in your house? If you got annoyed, would your father or your mother allow you to get annoyed?
No, I'm good upstairs. I fucking hate you.
There
Yeah,
go.
yeah, you wanna-
That is the case in the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Men, you were brought up in such a way, and I'm in that same boat. I've had to unlearn everything that I was taught when I was younger to be able to express myself in the way in which people understand me. So if you're not being able to think in a certain way, I wasn't allowed to be annoyed. There was no part of me when I'm angry. You weren't allowed to be angry. What are you angry for?
But
Go to your room, are you
also,
mad?
Ben,
Yeah.
did
Moist.
you also see?
That's not moist.
Dummy.
Them and it's moist.
Dummy.
You can't
No, but
even
then also,
express
sorry,
yourself.
we'll get to-
was your father able to show any sign of weakness? As in, was he able to ever say that
No,
he's
and he
struggling?
shouldn't. Not to
Wait,
my mum.
so
Not to my mum
no,
or us.
not to your mum, but
That's
just
an
generally.
opinion.
So
That's
what?
an
It is an
You're not
opinion.
allowed to.
I will explain after, but go on, make your
Yeah.
points and I'll explain.
No, I was just
Please
asking,
let
like,
me
were you?
explain.
So expressing emotion isn't just about being sad. Expressing emotion is
That's
stuff
true.
like being happy,
Yeah, you're right.
being excited about something,
Yeah, yeah.
being angry, being upset is one of them.
Anxious.
Being anxious, being depressed.
There's
These,
an
you know,
entire
there's
spectrum of
An
emotions.
entire
exactly.
spectrum, yes.
So what I'm trying to understand is, are you not at home? Were you not allowed, or were you not encouraged to express any of those emotions?
Happiness, etc. Of course, if I done well, I was congratulated. If I done something bad, do you get me? It is what it is.
Licks.
You get me?
Licks.
Licks. You get beaten.
Yeah.
You get disciplined. Do you get what I'm saying? But I'm coming from a man's perspective, yeah.
From Eddie perspective.
From
As
from
a
your
man,
perspective.
I'm speaking for men right now. Yeah.
No,
you can
some
choose
men,
to
some
agree or
men,
disagree. I'm
yeah.
speaking for men, innit? Yeah. Society's become more gynocentric in the sense that it's become more female-led. Women want men to be more feminine, and when men become more feminine, they're no longer attractive to those women. As a man, you're meant to be the rock of the family.
Correct.
If he doesn't control his emotions, what does that do for the rest of the family?
Does it have to be one extreme or the other? Can't he just be within moderation, able to express certain things? Why does he have to be mad moist and a hot mess, like and level out to the woman in distress?
Because there's no way to there's no graph. If I cry 3 times a week or if I cry once, like what is it?
But it's not just crying though.
I'm making an example. So I'm saying there's no bar to set. So really, it has to be black and white. As a man, if you want to be the central point, the pillar of your family, then they need to look to you and look to you as someone that can lead them. If Boris Johnson came out on TV and started crying tomorrow, what's this leader for? Have you ever see someone like Putin? They seem
But would you like Boris to be able to cry to his wife?
No, because again, a woman's not built to deal with a man's issues. If a man has a problem, go talk to your man.
I
then.
have big
That's what-
arms.
You can do your thing, but again, how you then see that man changes based on the fact that he's presenting that side of himself to you. So I'd rather be the rock that you want as the man in your life. And if I have problems, I go to people who can deal with my problems. My woman, my children aren't equipped to deal with the problems that I have as a man. Therefore, I'm not going to go to them and present them with those issues because.
Sorry, but who would you reach out to?
My doggies, my close ones.
I
or
don't
family.
know.
But how is that easily done?
What do you mean?
As in, like, do you find it very easy to just be able to approach someone
If
for help?
this is why I think even in the US things like therapy is massive, but it's not as big as in the UK.
But do you not
We
think
need
that's
those
part
outlets.
of growth? Like, do you not think therapy back like 20 years ago was a taboo and now it's becoming okay? You're making it okay for men now.
I want it to become okay. What I'm not arguing, just to be clear, is that men shouldn't have an avenue to display their
outlet,
emotions. It's just where you choose to display them. Don't display them to your family and kids. Don't display them to your wife. Those are the people that you're meant to show.
What if your
strength
wife
to.
wants to support you?
Yeah.
What if she wants to like literally?
You can want to
let
do
you
that.
know you're okay.
You can want to do that, and I'll know. I can take those gestures. I'm not blind. I can see that you wanna. Your best interests are for me, but I also realize that women think a certain type of way. Kids are a sponge, and they absorb information in a particular type of way. They're meant to look at me as a particular type of way. If I don't present myself with those things, I am then willingly causing destabilizing my household. When again, there's other avenues that I can deflect that to make sure that I am okay.
But you also understand not a lot of men know where to do that outlet. Like they don't feel comfortable speaking to the man. They don't feel comfortable confiding in anyone. They just literally have to internalize it, and because they're forced to feel like if I show any cracks, I'm weak. Do you not feel that's very, very unfair on that human being to be able to compress all these feelings and not have anyone to bounce
Because
off?
a lot of people seclude themselves. Like, again, I've tried to create a situation where I have a support structure, and that is my boys.
But do you not feel you're uniquely you? Like that's not every man.
But this is where a conversation like this become important, because again, men feel like there's a limited amount of places to voice it. Your boys should be your first point, your close friends. Like, who are these people close to?
But why not the woman that you've decided to raise a family with and build a home with and build a future with?
Because there's certain things that I should show you, and there's certain things that I shouldn't. Plain and simple.
No, but I disagree.
Okay. So,
Because no, again, I'll make the point of this. Most women want men to be more vulnerable, and why I say society's become more gynocentric, so it's becoming more female-led because of feminism and how they've changed men, is that women do stuff and then act a different type of way. So women will say, I want beta traits from a man. I want guys that are vulnerable, caring, blah, blah, blah. But you're there having sex with fuckboys. If you it's the truth. I always say this. If you want to get a girl, you can't listen to what she says, because you don't learn to catch fish by asking the fish, how do I catch you? Do you get what I'm saying? Women will tell you one thing and act another way. So a lot of women will say, I want a man that's X, Y, and Z. And And then when you become those things, you're no
So I have
longer
to-
attractive to that woman. That same thing applies to your woman.
So
your wife,
I'm going to agree that there are women who do say they want this and they end up with the total opposite. But I feel like...
It's not even the opposite. It's just the alpha traits.
Just
what's
something
most attractive.
different.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine, that's fine. But I genuinely feel there has to be a middle ground because I know for a fact, for me, to be in a relationship, you have to be an honest communicator. So I never want to know my man is struggling mentally and he has to put on the front just to make me happy because that doesn't give me comfort. I'm not that woman.
You wouldn't know. If you're doing it properly, you wouldn't know.
No, but
No, but you
man
would
can do it
know
properly.
because no man is gonna hold himself
That's why he needs a
times,
proper outlet.
More times, the guy who doesn't have any support system, you
system.
think outside the box. You're thinking, all right, I need to build a system. You're someone that wants to read and learn and grow. You're not the average alpha male. Do you know what I mean? The average alpha male lives in his world of being told and being raised to keep things in. So if your dad's only ever taught you to keep things in, you won't suddenly go, let me just think outside the box and build a whole community around me. So instead, you'll keep things in, but you might lash out in a different way. You might have a short temper. You might avoid your wife. You might because you just don't know how to deal with these feelings. And this is facts. So you're in a very privileged situation where you can go, do you know what? I know I can confide in my boys. The caliber of men that I have around me, they got me. Not every guy has that.
See, but then again, like, we're not teaching men how to build proper support structures. Like, we're always told this: surround yourself with people that help you grow as an individual. So if you're around those type of people, then naturally you've built a support structure that you can go and talk to. Like, I haven't known Daily all my life. If I have certain financial issues, I'll be like, yo, Daily, advise me on these financial issues. If I got problems, I got my dog that I always grew up with that I can go to say, bro, listen, I'm going through this right now. Though that's my outlet. I don't use my woman for that because I don't. You're not equipped to deal with those
So
issues.
would you straight and lie to your wife if she says to you, like, is everything okay? I can sense something different.
Yeah, I'm good, B. Hey, yo, doggy, listen, fuck, man.
No.
You'll have walkie-talkies under your pillows.
100%.
Like, I need your help.
Listen, it sounds like it does sound harsh and whatnot, but again, like
I don't think everyone's built like you.
I don't feel women are just generally well equipped to deal with those situations.
I think some women are. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like we live in a time more so where we're in a position to be able to assist and help, and it doesn't demasculate the man. Listen. Any woman and man, any man or woman that cries too much all the time, I don't find that attractive. If you're gonna cry all the time, it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman.
What's too much?
Over like a film. Why are you crying over? I don't cry over a film. So to me, yeah, that's you, B. You cry when you're laughing, like you cry when you're sad. You cry when wind hits your eyes.
I literally do.
But as in, there comes a point where it's just like, it's not attractive, just stop it.
Yeah.
So that's different. That's someone who's doing too much.
Yeah.
But if you're genuinely in touch, goes, you know what, I can acknowledge today's not a good day. I respect that. Because I want to help elevate that day for you. I want to change that day around for you. But if you don't communicate it, then I'm going to be like, okay, so he's being a bit offish today. You're not a robot. You're going to show, you're going to give way, you're going to give signs.
Exactly. And home is your comfort. Like at home, your home is with your family, your wife, your partner, whatever. Your home is your comfort, your safe space and your haven. If you cannot be yourself there and you're having a bad day and you're having mad anxiety about work, and you cannot tell your partner, maybe you don't need to tell your children, you don't need to tell your kids that I'm feeling anxious, but at least to tell your partner, like, I'm having a bad day.
It's going in one
Maybe
ear,
not
going
you,
out
but
the
I
other.
mean generally, like,
The truth is, yeah, if I come home, because you had a bunch of marriage statistics, yeah. One of them, I checked it specifically for the UK, is that most marriages most divorces are initiated by women, yeah. I think it was 62% in the UK. Most divorces are initiated by women. In the US, it's like 80%, yeah. A lot of these things come down to, one, finances, which you just mentioned, if you're having problems or blah, blah, blah. If I start to mention these things, again, I said women aren't well equipped to deal with these problems. If I start mentioning these things, one of the things that women seek in a man is security. One of the prime
100%.
things. So if I shake your
100%.
security, what does that happen to your perception of me as the man who's the rock of the family? It then changes. I would rather not put that burden on you and take my manly responsibilities and take my issues elsewhere to the man them who can actually advise me on what to do next, etc., etc. I'm not saying I can't say nothing to you. I will articulate some problems with you. If I had a bad day, I went, look, manager pissed me off, or blah, 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 blah. I can say that to you. But the deep shit, I'm dealing with that myself. Because that's my role. That's my position as a man. That's being masculine.
Fizz, choose a number.
23.
My girl went all the way to the end.
Amen.
Go through it. Please hold the line, guys. Our feelings get hurt, but we were trained to suck it up and deal with it. Because of that, we have a tendency to be really bad at communicating. I feel like we covered this already.
We've covered this. Can I pick a different number?
Over to you.
16.
I think that's a better one as well still.
Oh my God.
Was it 16? I think 9
this
was
is a
one.
good
Playing hard to get does not work at all.
110%.
You're wasting your time still.
You're wasting your time and my time. And when I was growing up, this was a lot. No, when I was growing up, I used to, when people used to say, this is long.
Yeah.
I used to be on a no longness diet. At any point in time, if I text you, you don't text back. I text you twice, you don't text, your number's gone.
Yeah.
Delete
I fuck with it.
I do not have time to wait. I don't understand. The one thing, you think about this, in a relationship, do you like games as a woman?
No.
So why would we like games?
I mean, I never play games. So
I'm
you
just
can't
saying.
It's
play
all a
games.
game though. It is all a game. You've got to
woman-
learn to play the game.
No woman goes into a relationship and says, I like headache. So why would we like headache?
Yeah. Be a man's peace. That's what we want.
We want peace and quiet and just chilling. That's
Jacquees
it.
has got a good song called
Yeah.
Trying to Be Your Peace.
Yeah.
Big tune. I agree. I think everyone should be each other's peace.
Yeah.
So do you ever play Hard to Get growing up? Do you play Hard to Get now?
No.
I don't
If someone perceives me as playing hard to get, it's basically I'm not interested in you anyway.
You're just not getting the hint.
You're just not getting the hint. So, I've already deleted your number. You've still got mine and trying to message
So
me.
my
Yeah.
energy is, if someone gives me their number or I take whatever, I feel no way to message you straight away. Do you know people go, oh no, it's too soon.
That's
Take
playing
time.
the game.
No, I'm not into that. I'm just go look.
That's playing the game.
Yeah.
We're adults.
Yeah.
I'm a holiday. Oh my, just met you. That's
Yeah,
it.
same.
I
I
don't
do the
care if
same
I
thing.
reply within 2 seconds, within 2 minutes, or 2 hours. The minute I get the moment to reply, I'll reply. I won't feel
Yeah.
like I won't overcalculate, won't overthink it.
Yeah.
For what?
But most
Yeah.
girls don't do that though.
Fair enough.
Most girls, it is a game. But like
Not
as a
me,
man,
boy.
yeah, this is why you got to have an abundance mindset. Because a man without options, you're selling yourself short. Because there's gonna be gal that try to waste your time like that.
No.
Do you get me? If you have an abundance
This
mindset,
is the very reason why I am not single. I hate this. I hate it.
Yeah.
Absolutely hate every single thing about
Do you know
being
what?
single. It's expensive. It drains your energy. And for me,
It's too
it's
much.
a waste of time.
Ben, and also just a quick one, 2021 is even harder.
It's
I remember
a
when I was
time.
married, I was like, do you know what? You guys stay over there with your single life, yeah? I'm good. I don't have to worry about this nonsense. When I joined the single game again, I'm like, nah, this is way too deep.
It's headache.
First it was fun, then there was too many options.
but it should
It's
be
still
long
too
for a
many
woman. It
options.
shouldn't be long for a man. Though.
It's
long.
long.
It shouldn't be long for a man though.
Why?
Because if you're like, this is what we're built to do, bro. Like,
No,
you get me?
no,
You get me doing our things. You get it?
no.
Like,
Most guys, not all of them, most guys just wanna be chill and settle down. Most.
that's cap.
No, it's not.
As you get older, you just want
No,
peace.
it's
Yeah,
not.
as you get older, you want peace from
So
the woman
you-
you want to settle down with.
But as in you
Yes,
just
so
wanna
that's
settle down.
exactly what I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
said.
Oh, so
You
you're
wanna
trying to settle down. I hear it, but you're saying you hate being single. Most men don't hate being single.
Okay.
At some
No, I
point,
think
you'll
what
feel the void.
Ben means is that he's glad he's not single anymore so that he doesn't have to deal
Play
with
the
the
game,
shit
yeah,
yeah,
anymore.
because you don't have to
I'm
deal with
also,
that.
I'm also saying it comes to a point where most guys want to settle
But
down.
were you the guy, yeah, that was active in trying to approach women? Like, was that ever your thing?
Sometimes, not all the time. I was kind of shy and whatever.
This leads to my last question, guys. Please ask us out. It makes us feel wanted and loved.
Never
Who
gonna happen.
wants anyone to shoot their shot?
Never gonna happen.
No, they're talking about
Yeah,
women
yeah.
asking men
Yeah.
out.
And I'm
Yeah,
telling you, that's never
nah.
gonna happen.
What do you mean?
Do you
Ask
want,
what,
do you
what
want a
to a
woman? Do
date?
you want a woman to shoot her shot?
I would love that, but
Girls,
it's never going
girls
to happen.
shoot their shot.
So do you? But how does it make you feel
No,
more
no, no.
loved and
Not in
appreciated?
the DMs. Come up to you, cold call.
Bro, on that
He got it like that.
like a girl come and did it. I was like, raw, like, what are you doing, bro?
How did-
It's happened a couple of times, isn't it? But
Perfect. How did it
girls
make you feel?
How
don't
did
have
it make you
souls.
feel?
It's flattering. It's flattering.
Did you say yes?
Huh?
Did you
Does
say
that
yes?
make
Just
you
not to
moist?
be rude. I just gave her
Does
the
that make
number.
you moist?
What do you mean?
Because you find it flattering. Shouldn't you be like, no, that's my role.
No,
Leave the room and let me come back.
Do you know
to
why? Do you know why?
Let me move to you.
Because you can move to me or make the first move, but then I take control of the situation.
Hey.
Do you get what I'm saying? You're even now coming to my space. Cool, you've approached me. Boom, now this is my situation. I'm going to dictate what happens next. You get what I'm saying? That's how it goes. So, like...
We both
What?
God damn.
I've done it. I've asked the guy out before.
Yes, I know you have. You've touched it. Yes, you touch guys, you know.
Touch who?
She grabbed,
I have a
guys.
technique.
She has a
I have a
technique.
technique.
You
I'm not
grab
sure.
them.
Do you want to
I do not grab
Do you want to
them.
demonstrate your technique on Eddie?
No.
Eddie, did you give permission
You
to touch?
stroke his arm.
Yeah.
I knew
It would be like a little as I'm walking past.
Oh, like that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I'll
then
spin around and say, yo, what are you telling me?
I would never do that.
but if I didn't
you
do
rather
the
gather
arm
dust.
squeeze, if I didn't
All
do the arm
day.
squeeze, I wouldn't get that.
No, I hear that
So
still.
that's me initiating it.
Yeah, but that's like
So
a
do
girl
you
looking
find-
over and looking at you for like 2-3
No. The
seconds.
looking
don't do
over
that.
is not enough
Oh,
anymore.
I do that. I will
Yeah.
give you the look.
that's
I'll
the
give you
one.
the
Yeah, don't
smile.
do
If
that.
you're
the
if you're
look
well
is
if you're well
classic.
equipped, if your man scope is on, listen, that look, you know what going. Sometimes you just gotta shoot.
I'll
your
never
shot.
wink though. I've been winking at him all day. I don't know why.
It's another-
I don't wink.
yeah.
That's not me shooting my shot. That's just me winking at you.
Another game.
So do you find it attractive when a woman was moved to you?
Yeah, it means confidence. She's got a lot of confidence.
But
in
I'm very
herself.
confident. I can move to anyone, but I just choose not to. I don't think it's traditional.
You shouldn't. Like,
Oh!
you shouldn't. Like, I'll be real.
Yes, I
traditional.
am that traditional person.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Let the man do
I
what
want
the
an
man's
alpha
meant to
male.
do.
I want to play my role. I want to be a nurturer. I'm mad old school.
Okay.
I don't want to have to.
There is nothing wrong with that. Let the man pursue you.
You submit.
100%. To my husband, to my partner.
Okay.
100%.
Oh yeah, Hebz, I can tell she was submit.
Oh, my days.
No, but she comes across as someone who wants to cater to a man as long as she'll submit to the right type of man, not just
Yeah.
anybody. If
Yeah.
the guy gives her the right reason
Yeah.
to submit, I reckon she will.
So do you find
Like
it
to most
attractive? Do you find it attractive if a woman was moved to you? Do you see it as confidence?
Yeah, you need to take
Yeah, I
it.
see. It depends, like what, how the girl, like what she looks like. Am I attracted to her? Do you get me? Like because
So if she's buttered, you're like, ugh. Why are you rude to me for?
like, I won't be rude. Like it happened to me in Box Park one time. Yeah, the Leng friends come over to say my butter's friend wants to chat to you, and I was like, long. But you get me?
She said that.
No, he's
No.
describing
Oh,
the boss.
Yeah, the
I'm like, wow, that's
situation.
raw.
So she's approached me now, and we just had a conversation. That's it. I said, "Hey, we can exchange instances, and that's about it."
But what's
like.
your friend saying? What's your friend saying?
I was thinking, how you gonna come
It's
over?
fine. Go on Insta and then you can find the tag.
Yeah,
innit?
that's mad. So I just thought, nah, let's.
You should have
I'll-
done a video of all of them. Butter's friend and a good friend. And then tag everyone. Then you've got the,
Wow, Ben's
That's
a game
mad
player.
slag.
All
But she's
right.
You
sat
sure
there
you're
trying
not
to
The
drop
single
her
boring
then?
name.
man, yeah? The boring man.
I'm
Say
into
no
tech,
more.
so
All right.
that's why. By any
Eddie.
means.
But attractive,
Yeah.
like I have to be attracted to her. Like if an attractive girl did that, I'd be like, right, okay, let me see what it's saying. And it has happened one time actually. A girl that's actually attracted to, and I was rattled. I was fully rattled. I was like, raw, I didn't see that coming because you're leng. Do you get what I'm saying?
You're lame.
Oh yeah, proper. But yeah, it just depends on my attraction to the girl. If I'm attracted, then
Alright.
let's get jiggy still.
Fizz will shoot her shot. You don't mind her shooting a shot as long as she's leng. Ben's like, if I was single, maybe. I'll never shoot my shot. On that note, Eddie, thank you so much for joining
Yes.
us.
Thanks for
Thank
having me.
you.
It's
It's
been an
fun.
absolute pleasure. I was very nervous having you on here. I'm like, oh my God, the amount of pottiness that this guy has to say. This
not too bad, you know.
No filter. No, he said to me, can I be free? I said, bruh, switch up. You know how to articulate yourself, innit?
All I said is, can I swear? I think I did swear once, didn't I?
You swore a few times, but it's
Oh,
like,
shit.
It's okay.
and again.
My bad.
All right, so where can people find you?
So you can find me on Instagram at OBA_VBE, or you can find me at Domino Effect at Domino Effect Pod, both on Insta.
Yes, sir. Fizz?
You can find me on Keep It Fizz, 1Z.
One
Just Keep It Fizz.
And Luke.
Ben of LDN.
And you can find me on I am Hebz with a Z on Instagram. I'm not on Twitter because it's going to come and haunt me. Or you can follow us, not you, on Growing Up Britishh. But guys, make sure you subscribe, like, tell a friend, tell the aunt, their nan, their neighbour, and their dog.
And uncles.
Yeah.
And uncles.
I'm here.
Tell everybody.
Done.
Bye.
Peace.